morning, friends. It's a beautiful, crisp morning here on at Boots Off Hostel. Look across the valley at the mountain over there. We are staying here today, helping out, moving some firewood, cleaning some trail, and then I got to go over and get my tools from Mountain Harbor. And tomorrow I head out to the gathering, which is the Appalachian Long Distance Hiking Association's annual meeting. So I will do some video from today, may do a couple videos from the gathering, we'll see, but just wanted to share this beautiful morning with you. Good evening, guys. We are just sitting around the fire. Today, about the only thing I got done around here was we moved this firewood from down there below where that tarp is at up to here. So that was my project earlier today. And then they didn't have any other projects, so I ran over to Mountain Harbor and picked up my tools. And after getting my tools, came back, took a little bit of a hike. I will show you that here in a moment. Show you some of the trail, and it's just been relaxing around the fire for most of the rest of the evening. So have a great evening, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, after a year, I'm back on the Appalachian Trail. At least a little section of it here in Tennessee. Just taking out a little hike. I had a little break today. We got work done this morning. Got all my tools packed, ready to head home. And thought, I'm not just going to sit here around at the hostel. I got to go for a walk. So I borrowed a hiking stick and decided to go and walk the Appalachian Trail partway around this lake. Like I've been back in an hour because we're going to go do another work project, but the person leading that had to run an errand. But thought I'd do some of the Appalachian Trail. I'm out hiking the Appalachian Trail. You can definitely tell where the trail's at, but you have a lot of stuff like this. So this is a tree that came down across the bridge. Bridge is still passable, but it took out the hand railing. Thank goodness it landed on this side, or it probably would have taken out that bridge. So things like that. Also, little limbs across the path. I've been flicking them off with the stick as I go along. It used to be when I was hiking the Appalachian Trail, I could flick the stick off the trail without losing my stride. A little out of practice for that, and maybe have to do something about that. Anyway, still walking around the lake for a little bit, not too long, because I gotta get back and we're going to go up the mountain the other direction and clear some brush up that way that came down while we're at the hostel. So just wanted to give you a little view of the Appalachian Trail. Beautiful day to hike out here today, nice and warm, other than some sticks and stuff in the road like this. And we get rid of those and it will be all good. But this is actually a pretty flat section. I mean, there's hills like I'm going up right now, and so unless you have blowdowns, this isn't really bad. Where they have a lot of problems is up the mountain, where there's a lot of erosion as well as the blowdowns. So I'll see some of that a little bit later today. So 8.2 miles in from Boots Off, come to a huge pine tree blowing down. Looks like it's right running the same way as the path. So hiking through that would be a little bit of a mess. I'm going to see if I can go around it. But this might be the end of my hiking for today. At least this path. I'll be going another path later on. But that's where I came from. Seeing a lot of trash in the trail. There's a sandal, some bottles. I've seen red Solo cups and all kinds of stuff. Let's see if I can get around this. I found a way around it, but it was a lot of bushwhacking through stuff like that. A lot of pricker brambles in there. So a little challenging. Not too bad. Made it through. Heading on down trail. See what else we come across. I only have like 15 more minutes before I have to turn around, head back, work on that other project. 0.95 miles from Boots Off. Here's another blowdown. Huge tree. It took down a pine tree as well. Had to cross over that. Give you an idea. there's the beach that I walked by when I was doing my introduction video, which is right down the road from Boots Off. So I'm going to continue for about 7 more minutes, and then I'll be heading turn around. The third blowdown that I hit, this one isn't too bad to cross. This one's right next to the blue tent, about just over 1 mile in to the trail. Section here after the tent, in addition to having that blowdown, there's also multiple ones here. That this one may have been around for a while since there's faded peace sign on it, but there's some more blowdowns up here. I've hit the end of the line. There are so many blowdowns here. I probably could get around it, but I need to be turning around. This is right after the blue tent. I mean, I'm not even 100 yards up the trail from where I last videoed, and there's more trees down over here. So this is the condition of the Appalachian Trail right now. There are lots of trees down. They're recommending people not come out and hike the Appalachian Trail. I'm just doing a little exploratory to see what it's like and to show people. But it's not recommended that people come out here and try to hike and spend the night here. I realize lots of people want to come out and hike the Appalachian Trail, saved up money, made plans, took off work, all those kinds of things. But one thing to realize is there are real bad trail conditions, like I'm showing you. In the just over 1.2 miles that I did, I had to deviate from trail 3 times in order to get around blowdowns. That's not counting the ones that I could just step over and go around. For example, the trail goes here, but I can't go over that tree. So I'm having to go around and make a new path to get around it. Not the ideal situation, but it's the only way to come up here and see what's up here and find out how it is. The other thing to realize is if you're out hiking the trail, and I'm not going to judge, but these towns have been hit very, very hard. And if you're in town taking away resources that should be going to people that are in dire need, then that's going to be an issue. It may be hard to resupply out here because of limited supplies, even though I found that it's not too bad on food and stuff like that. But there are people out here still without electricity. Was talking to a gentleman yesterday who lives up on a mountain, and they're telling him it may be 4 months before they get electricity. It's going to be into winter at that point, and you still have to do heating and all that kind of stuff. It's fall, sorry for the crumpling leaves, but there is a lot of stuff going on down here. There's been a lot of donations. People are really thankful for those donations, but what they really need is electricity so they can heat their homes. I mean, even if you have a gas furnace, you still need electricity to run that gas furnace. Sorry about that, everybody. I met Ranger. That was who was in the video there. He's just out for a day hike, same as I am, checking things out. We were, I think, where I was talking about what people need in this area. It's power to power their homes. Even if you have a gas furnace, you still need electricity to run the propane furnace. All those kinds of things. The good thing is a lot of people up here heat with wood, so that still is doable even when there's no power. But life sucks when there's no power. Also, there's no really means of communication. Cell phones don't work well up here in a lot of these hills, and so there's no internet, there's no telephones. And so these people, some of them do not have any way to communicate with the outside world. They're using 4x4 or side-by-sides, like 4x4s with a roll cage to get to some of these people to make sure they're okay and get supplies to them. But that's an immediate problem that they're dealing with. It's the cleanup is going to be a long-term issue. There is a lot of cleanup that needs to be done, and I think this is a way around that tree. Cool. There's a lot of cleanup that needs to be done, and like us helping yesterday over in Minneapolis clean up those yards, there's people all over this place that needs help like that. And the gentleman we were doing was a retired, I believe, Army, retired military anyways, and also he was a retired policeman, older gentleman, and he was out there the entire time we were helping right along. So it's not just us, it's them working. A lot of them don't want to feel a burden, so they don't want to accept handouts, and sometimes we have to convince them, hey, we're here to help you, and please don't be offended by that. But most of them are very gracious, and they're glad that there are people out here helping. They definitely needed to get their lives back in order. So I'm glad I could be here. I'm glad I could share with you guys what's going on. And I'm glad that in addition to that, we could help these people down here in any way we can. This is a blue blaze. I think it took me to a road, and I'll end up going back by the road rather than the trail, but that's okay. Thanks for joining me. On the road up to Boots Off, if you can happen to see that white blaze there on the tree, you can tell, hey, he's back on the AT. I've hiked the road back to the road that goes up to Boots Off, which happens to be the AT. The AT heads up off the hill up here to the left. My GPS just announced I had done 2 miles. It's probably a little less than a quarter mile back to Boots Off from here. So about 2¼ miles. And in that 2¼ miles, you saw the kinds of blowdowns that we were dealing with. And that's out and back. So you figure it was probably less than a mile and a quarter, mile and a half of the trail. And we had all those blowdowns. So a lot of debris out here. They have lots of work to clean up.